Hi all, Dentolux here, and as you might have gathered from the intro, I'm finally getting around to covering Fantastic Dizzy. By far the most requested video I've had is a walkthrough for this game. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I can't be asked. The game is very long, and thanks to YouTube's 10-minute limit, I have to break it up into loads of segments. Plus, it's pretty dull to just watch Dizzy walk back and forth, back and forth. So what I'm going to do is just cover how to complete most of the puzzles. I actually still own the cartridge, so before all that, let's take a closer look.
Here's a photo of the game's box. As you can see, Fantastic Dizzy is bundled with Cosmic Spacehead. 2 games for the price of 1. Pretty good value, I'd say. I bought the pack just for Fantastic Dizzy, but it must be said that the Genesis version of Cosmic Spacehead is alright. If you squint like mad, you can make out that Sega Pro awarded Dizzy a score of 90%. I'm not familiar with that particular publication, but evidently they have good taste. Like a lot of Codemasters titles, the cartridge is a weird shape. Compare the Mega Drive version of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a traditional rectangular shape, whilst the Dizzy cart is cut off at the edges. The game brought a snazzy poster which shows Dizzy confidently climbing up a beanstalk as he makes his way up to Zack's Cloud Castle. It's the same illustration which appears on the game box. On the reverse side is a poster with an artistic map of the game world. The border is decorated with various characters who appear in Dizzy's adventure. Sorry that it's hard to see, but that's what happens when you're only willing to splash out on a cheap webcam. Okay, on with the show. If you get stuck on the opening screen, it may be advisable to give up, as the game is clearly not for you. A floating hand actually tells you how to exit the room. Just pick up the key and use it on the door. As you may have noticed, when Dizzy picks up a star, a countdown appears. To reach the final room, you have to find all 250 stars. Thankfully, the stars are not hidden, so during his travels, Dizzy should be able to pick them all up without too much hassle. Keep an eye out for fruits and gems too. Touching these items increases your score and replenishes any health which is lost by touching the critters which patrol the world. Early on in the game, you'll spend a lot of time exploring the treehouse complex Dizzy and his relatives, the Yolk Folk, reside in. Unfortunately, a giant egg-eating plant blocks Dizzy's path to the upper areas. To overcome this ferocious flora, place a plank of wood over the spike pit to form a makeshift bridge. Diz can then walk across and collect a can of weed killer. Spray the can on the nasty, and the problem is solved. Navigating the treehouse zone will require the use of 3 types of objects. Firstly, you need silver keys to operate the lifts. To enter a locked hut, you'll have to use the appropriate gold-colored key. Pressing A takes you into a menu screen, which details what house or lift the key Dizzy is carrying belongs to. You'll also come across gaps which Dizzy can't jump over. If you spot a hook nearby, you can use the rope to swing across these gaps. Here, I'm using the rope to find a hidden sliding puzzle. I think there are a total of 5 puzzles in the game. If you solve them, you're rewarded with an extra life, which is naturally a big help. The sliding puzzle is fairly easy to solve. Just make the picture you see at the beginning. You're given plenty of time in which to arrange the tiles, so even if you suck badly at this sort of thing, like I'm doing here, you should have no problem in picking up the extra life on offer. I found the easiest way was to assemble the top row, then the next one down, and so on. At some point, Dizzy will bump into various members of the Yolk Folk, who will provide him with an item if he helps them out with their problems. Dizzy's sister Dora, for example, has been transformed into a frog. Pick her up and take her to the prince, who is conveniently found at the base of the treehouse. His kiss will break the curse. The prince, who has a thing for brunette eggs, will give Dizzy a crossbow, which will come in handy later on in the game. Another relative who wants Dizzy's help is Dylan. He wants to take care of Poggy the Fluffle. The mouse-like purple creature patrols the area around Dizzy's hut, and can be caught with the cage. Once you've nabbed him, return to Dylan, who shall give you a small pygmy cow to trade at the market. Don't leave just yet though, because Grand Dizzy is feeling unwell. To make him recover from his illness, he needs some medicine. Unfortunately for him, the Kingdom of Zakaria doesn't seem to have any pharmacies, so Dizzy will have to make the cure himself. Near Grand Dizzy's bed is a cauldron where the ingredients can be mixed, along with the medicine recipe. What you need to make the medicine is a medicine bottle and magical plant, which can be found nearby. The third and final ingredient is a red mushroom, which can be found by traveling right from the bottom of the treehouse. On the way to pick up the mushroom, you might as well pick up the spanner which is nearby and enter the mine. Use the spanner to fix the machine which powers the mine's lift. You will be needing to use it later. With that short detour out of the way, return to Grand Dizzy's hut and mix all 3 ingredients in the cauldron. You'll then receive the medicine which you should give to Grand Dizzy. He'll recover in a matter of seconds. Wow, that thing sure works fast. If it's that good with colds, I wouldn't mind having some too. Anyways, every good deed deserves a reward. For your trouble, Grand Dizzy gives you a golden dragon egg, which he found at the mine. Interesting. Unfortunately, I won't be telling you what the egg is for, as I'm ending the video here. Stay tuned for more fantastic Dizzy hints and tips once I get round to making them. Until then, thanks for watching, and take care. Flon asks a ninja.